Go ahead, come on. Talk in your microphone like you normally would.
What do you want, bitch?
For you to talk at a normal level.
Okay, hello. Welcome to our podcast.
Am I also supposed to be talking?
We are.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
We are hungover as fuck.
We woo.
This is the Hangover.
But not wee woo.
Hangover
Why you do
episode.
that?
Is this recording?
Oh no. That's the intro. That's the intro. That's the intro. That's the intro. So last night during my second number, Aaron, I decided
She was feeling it, honey.
the tequila told me, whispered into my ear, that I should get into one of the armchairs at Avondale and straddle it, like upside down. Which in and of itself was a feat.
Uh-huh.
And then I obviously needed to exit the chair.
I didn't know you was an acrobat.
I rolled out of the chair, like backwards rolled
She did
out
a
of the chair.
backward somersault. I there's a video out there of this somewhere, and me in the
I need
background
it.
with my mouth open, and I need this video.
I really hope
so
somebody
if you
sends
were
me
at
a video.
last night's Avondale show,
I was going to say the video of this already exists. It's season 9.
Oop.
because literally
cheerleading
I'm
challenge
sitting there
specifically
with the fan in front of my face because it's hot as hell
It
in
was
there.
so hot.
Although I had turned the air down to 65.
And there's that many people in there that doesn't do anything.
And at first you started crawling on the floor. I was like, oh, here she goes.
Yeah.
Those bones are limber now.
I did
The
take half a
tequila was
CBD
flowing.
gummy. I took half a CBD gummy before I started my makeup.
But then when you got in the chair, I was like, what the fuck is she
Yeah.
doing?
yeah,
And my face, like when you
Yeah.
tumbled out of that chair, I'm literally sitting there like,
yeah.
the fuck is
I was
going
like, I think I could roll out of this chair.
And you did.
And I did.
And
And now that I know I can do that, it's going to be a problem.
I expect it every weekend. No, I'm just kidding.
Yikes. That's how, yeah.
And that's how Skittles broke her back.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what episode we're on.
Technically 13 if you include the live episode.
I do include the live
Yeah,
episode.
episode 12 was our first live episode.
Speaking of first live episodes, that was fun.
That was fun. I can't
we
believe
definitely need
we-
a better camera for next time.
Yeah.
Noted.
I can't
thought
believe
my
we
iPad
packed all
Pro
of
camera
this.
would be
The
fun. but
front-facing camera is not good on the iPads.
I guess, well,
But it's nice to be able to see yourself.
yeah.
Do you have a GoPro?
No, but I have an extra iPhone we could use.
Sure.
So if you were missing one of our episodes a couple of weeks ago, it's because we did a live podcast at
Lives
Avondale's.
exclusively on YouTube.
But we took over Avondale's. We had a drag race finale viewing party. That was actually a lot of fun.
That was one of my bucket list things, was being able to do something like that. I've always wanted to do a viewing party.
And a lot of people were there
Yeah.
sitting, watching, enjoying.
They all showed up at the same time too, because I remember
They had
15
all
minutes-
watched. They had all watched the first 10 minutes already
Yeah.
on YouTube,
The-
so they didn't
I
need to be
just-
there right at 7.
15 minutes before, I was like, where are the gay
Where
people?
is everybody?
Yeah. And then literally I blinked, turned around, and everyone showed
People
up.
showed up. I was like,
I was
so
like, oh,
thank
thank
you for
God.
coming and
Yeah.
watching
Yes.
RuPaul's Drag Race with us. It was a lot of fun. We might do it again.
Yeah.
Probably not for every episode. Maybe for the
No.
first and the
We don't-
last.
well, we don't want to
maybe
be
Snatch Game or something like that. That's not our podcast.
Yeah, we don't want to be a review podcast, but there's probably a couple. Well, when we find out what the fuck the format is for
I'm
All Stars,
confused by the different colors, but I'm also intrigued at the same time.
Yeah.
Are they going to battle each other within their colors, and then the
That's
winner
what I
of
think
each
is
color
it's
goes against each other?
Each group is against each other, and then maybe the top performers
Yeah.
from the group. I don't know.
I don't either. Do you know?
All the advertising says it's tournament style, so
But brackets only have 2 ends, so there's 3 teams.
I don't know. It's gonna be some gay shit. That's
Yeah.
all I know.
They trying to rewrite format because they
Sure.
think we're getting bored.
I mean,
And we are.
When you put Georges on All Stars 4 times, I am
It's
bored.
not 4, it's Ginger's 4. Georges has only done 3.
But speaking of RuPaul's Drag
Can you
Race,
believe?
congratulations, Anya.
Yes, congratulations, Anya Nerve. Love her. I'm so happy.
Well deserved. And if you don't
Well-deserved,
think it
yeah.
was, then you're a fan of Drag Race and not a fan of drag.
Unsubscribe. I'm
Yeah.
kidding. Can you believe Lydia was literally
A week.
A week.
A week.
A week. And then they called and gave her another week. They were like, we need you to film in a week. So she had a week to.
No, they asked her to be on All Stars on set
Wild.
while filming season.
Wild. That's wild. I can't.
And then she said
imagine-
she had a week between leaving Drag Race and going back
How do
for
you
All
get
Stars.
custom costumes?
She's a seamstress, darling.
I guess she does.
She whipped some shit together.
What a long week that must have been.
Well, maybe she stole some of Corey's drag and repurposed it.
Take it in.
You calling Corey fat?
I'm just saying she's significantly larger than Lydia's like 3 feet tall. Oh Lord. I guess our next segment, we have previously done Colana's got a question. I have a question. It's my turn.
It's Skittles' turn now, damn it.
Some of yours have, this is a little deep. I will preface this. I had a great,
Bless you.
cut that out.
I'll cut it out, yeah.
Shut up. No sneezing.
Go take your Flonase.
Oh,
Bitch, you blame the tree sperm. It's not my fault.
That's why you should take your Flonase. I would love it for the pollen to be done.
I think it's close.
Oh my God. I
Anyway, sorry.
had a great question that came to me, and I was like trying to go to sleep, and the question flew into my head, and I was like, "That's great," and I didn't write it down.
Ah,
And so I need it to come back to me in another.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, but I did come up with another question that I think is good. It's a little deep, but whatever.
let's get deep.
When you started drag, what was your I made it goal? Like, what was like, this is when I know that I am doing drag. Like, did you set out with like a goal that you were like, I want to do this?
So when I first started drag, I didn't really have the goal of wanting it to go anywhere, if I'm honest. I essentially started drag my senior year of undergrad in college, and it was basically like, it's now or never.
Yeah.
If I'm going to do drag, the
Yeah.
opportunity has presented itself. Let's do it. So my last year of undergrad is kind of when I really started doing it. And it was kind of just for fun, really. But I didn't know how much I would need that performative outlet after I graduated.
Yeah.
And so I kind of just kept doing it because I'm a Virgo, let's be honest. Anyway. And so I think finally when I did decide that I wanted to do something with this, I think my made it moment for me is kind of what we've already done here.
Yeah.
This community that we've curated.
Yeah.
Like we have a wonderful band of misfits and our lovely little followers and all these wonderful drag children that have come up out of drag camp.
So many.
And, and I just feel like this community that we have here, this is what drag is about. Creating these families, creating these memories, creating these communities, creating these safe spaces.
Yeah.
And so I think we've pretty successfully done that. And I think that's kind of like my made it moment. Like a lot of people, their made it moment is, going on a TV show or getting
a cast position,
somewhere or whatever. I think I was hot shit when I got my first cast position?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I did. Absolutely. But, thinking back, that's not the end all be all
No. Yeah.
for drag.
I mean, I'm grateful that that you included me in that Zoom call where we started the Misfits, because I didn't know what I was going to do without us starting the shows.
I couldn't think of anybody else to help me like that, We've been doing it together for so long.
It's
that
crazy. Yeah.
Who else to step up beside me and help me?
Yeah.
Help me figure this shit out. And
And the fact that this is something I talked about with one of my drag children the other day, that it's kind of crazy because in most situations, a show director is just in charge of like arranging the talent and maybe like the poster. Sometimes even they outsource it. So they're in charge of just like the production and some like the just the ideas of getting the shows together and the scheduling.
Yeah.
But what we're doing is a little different because we have essentially like built out like a production company.
Yeah.
Like we're doing our own AV load in and load out. We're doing our own audio engineering. We do all of our own, all of our marketing is done in-house. We do all of our own, the posters and socials are run by us. The scheduling is done by us. We're hosting the shows. We're DJing the shows.
But like you posted on Facebook today, big shout out to Avondale's for actually sharing the flyer.
Yeah.
paying to have the flyer like sponsored
Yes.
post on social media.
Yeah.
Not only on Facebook, but Instagram
And
as
they
well.
share it when we share it. They don't share it the day of the show. They like when we put the poster out 2-3 weeks out, they put the poster out.
And then they continue to share
They
it.
do share it. They put it on their story.
And not
when
only
I
does
post
the
it,
bar post it, but the owners post it as
Yeah.
well on their pages.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah. I don't think other than obviously the coffee
Thanks,
shop.
Hardy and Jill.
Yes, thank you. Other than the coffee shop, which obviously I control the social media, so I'm promoting the stuff
Yeah.
that we do at the shop for the shop. But I don't think any other venue we've ever worked with has ever like
No.
actually worked with us on social media.
No, they haven't.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's fantastic. Going back to your question, I would say absolutely what we've done here.
So there's sort of like a part 2.
We love a part 2.
If you feel like we've achieved that sort of goal, have you moved the goalpost? What's the next step?
Next steps for me personally with drag is touring.
Yeah, we've talked about this.
And we've talked about
Yeah.
that a little bit. Because we do have a wonderful home base here.
Yeah.
And we have some amazing entertainers that can step up and host if you and I ever both have to go out of town together.
Yeah.
You know, we can show people how to hit play on a MacBook for music.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know.
No, it won't be as yeah.
It won't be as fancy at
But you
DJ
can
setup,
well,
but
listen,
you can
when
still do
I
it.
first started DJing, I was DJing from my iPad, Bluetooth to the speaker,
And that's how you have
Yeah.
to start. I mean, you just
and in a pinch,
goes
in a
somewhere.
pinch, my DJ app is on my iPad. Like I don't need my deck. The deck is
Yeah.
great for some of the more like nuanced and but like I can DJ from my phone.
that deck is fabulous, by the way.
Yeah, it's been nice. I was looking at sometimes I just open the B&H app and just window shop, and I was looking at stuff the other day, and I already have my next deck picked out. That's like a full size deck.
Good. I'm gonna buy that small deck when you.
Well, I
'Cause I
probably
like
need
that
to
one
keep
better.
the mini one on standby for
Oh yeah, that mini
certain
is
shows
nice for smaller
travel
shows.
too, because the big deck, girl.
And this iPad, there's like an app with like a built-in DJ deck and everything, and
Yeah.
it basically does what yours
Yeah.
on your iPad.
No,
does.
I could like scratch and mix
Yeah.
on the
It has all
iPad.
the- yeah.
It just it's the tactile buttons really matter with some of
They
the
do.
DJ stuff.
They do.
I definitely there's some of the mixing that I do and transitions. Definitely I've tried to do them on the screen and it just doesn't.
She was working hard last night, y'all.
I've been watching DJ TikToks. Because that's what the algorithm is showing me right now.
Mine's showing me gardening TikToks.
I love that. It's really weird because I mean my TikTok for you page is very random.
Oh, yes.
But sometimes it gets in a mood and I get served a lot of really specific.
Same.
So I'll get a lot of like drag performers posting their live,
Yeah.
and that's just what my feed is for that afternoon. And
Mm-hmm.
then sometimes it's exclusively DJ sets or people like that do like tutorials like showing you how to transition or like suggesting settings and stuff or whatever. And then sometimes it'll be like for some reason it'll be like photographers for a whole or like fucking people that do typography work and they're like showing me, I'm watching videos about kerning, which is such nerdy shit.
Kerning?
Yeah, it's the space in between the letters. How the letters sit.
I did not
Next to
know
each
that
other.
had a name.
Yes.
I have learned something today.
What? You want to talk about kerning, Aaron?
No,
He
please.
turned
no.
his microphone
I
on.
could.
Just
I could.
listen, I'm nerdy. The details matter.
Yeah. No.
I think
That's
about
why
that.
certain fonts, I guess,
That's why
work
certain
better than
flyers.
others.
And
look
well, that's
better
why
than
you
others.
and and you have to change. You can change the kerning.
spacing,
It's
yeah.
granular. Yeah. So like for instance, the coffee shop has like set the big text. The hero text is always -25. That font, it's close together. And
She
then
said smash.
And then the subheader text is that the smaller font, the thinner font, is always set to 50 or 100, depending on what it's for. If it's paragraph text, I set it to 0 because some of that stuff, like if it's too spread out or too close, it can affect readability.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But yeah, I care about that, and I make all of the graphics for the
As a
shows in the
graphic
shop and
designer,
stuff.
you should-
I
that's
am
something
I'm
you should care
looking at the
about.
kerning, for every poster, and I'm changing it and making things fit. I'm trying, y'all.
New drag name, looking at the Kernan.
Looking at the. What was I talking about?
Part two to your question, but touring.
Yes, touring.
I think I've said it on the pod before, but I don't know if it ever made an episode. Just me and you traveling to different cities,
Yeah.
and then hiring some local entertainers in that city and just, basically work the world tour minus the Drag Race girls.
Yeah.
Just with local
Yeah.
drag artists,
It'd be super cool.
And like we normally do when we book shows, have a variety of entertainers. So you do obviously maybe have like a pageant girl and then alt peoples. And
But that's that's the whole point of the
AFAB
Misfits
and,
is that you want that different.
that's what that's our brand.
Yeah.
We be branding.
Also, I think it's more entertaining if you've got
I do too.
like if the lineup is 5 or 6 like incredibly different drag performers, it makes a very interesting show.
because then I know I'm gonna get a wide range of music when I'm watching that show.
Music,
and I'm not
performance
gonna get
style,
bored.
costuming, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. No, 100%. Let's go on tour, bitch.
That would be so great.
2026.
We'll see. I'm so
You gonna make me spit Dr. Pepper out of my
Don't
nose.
do that.
That would burn.
I think when I started drag, my original probably was like a cast position or something like that. I did try to do social media when I first started drag, and it's exhausting. I've tried several times to become an influencer in my life, and every time it just is so much work.
It requires more work than people think.
And there's little to no like payoff every time I've tried
No.
to do it, and then like other like I just like my real job has always been too demanding for me to like go full tilt,
Right.
And now that I own a business, I am unfortunately still an influencer because I have to convince people to come buy coffee,
And they do.
and of course with the drag I have to convince the people to come to the shows, so that's still branding and marketing and all of that. But I guess touring is definitely on the list. Also, I'd like to do more. Like the Drag Race viewing party was really cool. I'd love to do more like the live podcast. I like to do more of those like kind of events that are only possible by like having that following and having that sort of like trust with like venues and knowing the audiences are going to come
Right.
for things that aren't just a regular drag show.
They like us. They really like us.
Well, I mean, we did some of that with like even like the coffee shop did that, like the drag dinners. That's
Yeah.
sort of unconventional. I mean, everyone loves like a brunch, but like the idea of coming and doing like a dinner situation, like dinner theater but drag, was really fun. I hate that
I've been thinking about
the restraints of the coffee shop prohibit that from functioning as well as I'd like, but it was very fun, and we might bring it back someday.
it would be cute, but I mean on a smaller scale.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm thinking crock pot dinners.
Why not? Why not?
Casseroles.
Casseroles.
Baby, I love a casserole.
Crazy.
But I was thinking about writing me and you a show, like a Trixie and Katya show.
Yeah.
But just like us. Because I've never seen their show live, but their videos everywhere. All over
The
place.
Trixie and Katya live was a fully scripted hour,
Yeah.
like with interludes and costume. There was like a story. It was great. I saw it live. I spent more in drinks than the tickets.
God damn.
It was
Well, the drinks were probably $20 a piece.
yeah, and we were getting double so that we didn't have to go to the bar as often.
Well,
It was wild.
that's how adults do.
Wild. But it was so funny, and Sydney and I were just like, this is such a vibe. Connor was there too. Connor didn't drink as much, but Sydney and I were living it up.
Living it up.
Tearing it up.
I'm just really inspired by Trixie and Katya and Dayla and Jinx, their shows that they do together. And
I did see
produce and write.
the first touring version of the Jinx and Dayla Christmas. The first and last time they came to Atlanta.
The Holiday
Yeah,
Spectacular.
because they've skipped us every time since then. And I didn't watch the Hulu one, but I do love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The sort of like variety, like, yeah.
Because we definitely could do that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's so cool.
And then like have it in a little theater somewhere
Yeah.
around here,
There's got to be
get people to come.
somebody that would let
I've
us
already
do that.
written Colana's one-woman show.
Love
but,
that.
We can figure out.
That's fun.
It's kind of
We
cute.
can workshop that.
It's an hour.
Yeah.
It's cute. I sing live.
Oh,
I do little monologues.
not monologues.
I've got my parodies.
I would
now.
like to. I'd like to do singing eventually. I would need to really get over some of my insecurities, and obviously, I'd need to like work with somebody or get one of those like apps or whatever to like kind of help
It's
you
crazy.
kind of
There
train.
is an app for that.
Yeah.
There really is an
Yeah.
app for that.
But I need to get more comfortable. But it's something that I'm interested in. I've always been interested in singing. I like the
don't think I've ever heard
live,
you sing.
just live entertainment. Like I mean, that's what
Same.
attracted me to drag was like because I didn't do theater or anything in school. So like this,
Yeah,
like
I
drag
think the
is my like
production
extracurricular.
aspect is growing on me more as a drag entertainer.
Yeah.
Instead of, no offense, this is not shade or anything, but instead of just picking a 4-minute number and going and doing it, you know, trying to have like production value behind it.
Is it too bright for you, Aaron?
It was sun shining. The sun shining.
Ooh. The other thing that I wanted to just do larger events, which is like sort of a good segue-ish. That we're hosting Pride Fest.
You read my fucking mind.
Yeah. So that I get to check that off my to-do list that I've been asked to co-host Pride Fest.
Host a Pride Festival.
Yeah.
That's
which
really
is
cool.
insane. I remember going to the very first Pride of the Plains Festival and just being excited that
And now
it,
we get to
it
sit out there in the
existed,
heat all day and do
and
it
they asked me to
ourselves.
perform. Yeah, I know.
You know that big fan that we had at the show last night?
The snail fan?
We're going to have 2 of them. One for
Yeah.
you and one for me.
And it's going to be under the table blowing right up my coochie.
Right up
It's-
my
yeah.
moo-moo. You hear me?
Yeah.
Right up
Yeah.
my moo-moo.
Go
I'm going
on.
to clip the moo-moo to the fan.
Send me the link to those fans because I'm gonna have to buy me one too.
The little snail fan? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why it looks like a snail to me. So
It does look like a snail. Well, if you missed our Avondale show last week, you can catch a wonderful Vomit Vision this Saturday,
Yes.
May the 3rd.
With special guest Fawn.
Fawn,
I'm so excited to work with Fawn
Fawn,
again.
Fawn.
I haven't seen Fawn in a second.
Isn't that their Instagram?
Yep. Fawn.
Fawn.
Yeah. Fawn.
It just reminds me of an
Yeah.
Echo. Fawn.
I love that. No, I'm so excited to work with Fawn again. I need
And I thought I was going to be in Prattville for that, but
Oh.
I'm not, so I get to
Ooh.
come.
It's gonna be. I'm excited. I already know what I'm performing, and Fawn is really good with like conceptual like stuff, and it's so great. So I'm excited to see what they bring. And then Fruit Bat has been talking about this. I don't want to spoil it. But it's a zombie number, and I'm so.
Skittles said, and that's all I'll say. You got to come out to watch it.
But no, it's gonna be good.
Doors at 8, shows at 9
Yes.
for those Coffee Mafia shows. I know we normally start at 10 for Avondale's, but if it's ever at the Coffee Mafias, we start a little
Can't be
early,
staying up that
honey.
late. Yeah.
Because we're old.
Yeah. The Avondale shows are an exception. I love a 9 p.m. show.
I was at the bar last night, standing beside Taylor, and just looking around at all the people, and the music was bumping,
Yeah.
and I was waiting for my beverage, and I looked at him and I said, I'm too old for this, right?
Yeah.
I'm getting too old for this, right?
Yeah. Well, I've heard a lot of the Rugos, or like, I mean, even like Trixie and Katya, they talk about they're like, we love when we do like the I mean, obviously the Trixie and Katya tour, like, because it was fully scripted, whole hour. There's choreo with them, with backup dancers. There's blocking because it's a stage show.
In and
but
out.
they're like, we do that for an hour. It's at like 7 p.m. And
right,
they're like,
that part.
so
7
8:30
p.m.
after we're done, like getting out of drag, the show's over and we're leaving the venue. We're done.
I'm going to Chili's.
8:30. Yeah. Yeah. I kind of live. Now, I don't like getting in drag super early, but I could get used to it.
Right?
If
Now,
that's what I was
If it
doing.
was a 7 p.m. show,
Yeah.
baby, I'm here for that.
Yeah.
Do
And
you
I
hear
can
me?
be in bed at 9.
That's
That was
like-
what I loved about the Sneak and Dawdle shows, was because
They were
they
8
started at
p.m.
7 or 8.
Yeah.
And literally I could be
I was
like,
home by 10,
oh,
10:30.
yeah.
Yeah. Easily.
Yep. Hit the checkers on
Easily.
the way home.
Not the checkers.
I love Checkers. That Checkers across from the hospital is dark sided, but the brand, it's yeah. They, immediately
Not
hit you with
dark-sided.
dark energy. They do not want you to buy food from them. Every time I go, I do not feel
They're like,
wanted.
oh, I have to do my job
Yes.
again.
But I love a
question.
Baconzilla combo with an extra large cherry Coke and those French. I love those French fries so much.
Question, because this just happened to me today.
Oh Lord.
When you go to a drive-through and you place your order, and it's not like a lot of food.
We're getting
Maybe
into
just-
very Delta territory.
Maybe just for you. Maybe for you and Connor. Maybe something, a little snack, a little meal, a little something, you know. And then you pull up. There are a couple people in front of you, so it takes a minute for you to pay. And it takes a minute for you to get to the window. And then the lady goes, can you pull up? What do you say?
I'm not really a fan of any of the drive-thrus that make me pull into a parking spot and wait.
Period.
And there are a few that like just is the norm.
This was not McDonald's, by the way, but
And McDonald's will do it.
McDonald's will
do it. Chick-fil-A will make it. Chick-fil-A, it depends on the Chick-fil-A. But also, some of these Chick-fil-A's have like 3 or 4 drive-through lines now. It's
that Chick-fil-A in
wild.
Tigertown has 2
Wild.
dedicated separate lanes.
Yeah.
And it's always packed.
Culver's will make you pull up.
I say no.
I don't like it.
If a fast food worker looks at me and says, can you pull up? No, I'll sit right here and wait for
They're
my food.
doing it. A lot of them
I'm
are
sorry,
doing it
your
to
timer,
cut down their drive-through
but
times.
no. Put
But
my
they're
fries in
gaming
the
a
bag.
system
Yeah.
so that their numbers look good, but the service isn't good.
No.
You're lying.
I'm sorry that it's 12 o'clock, 12:30 on a Sunday,
Yeah.
and you're out of French fries.
Yeah.
You should have dropped more 5
Yeah.
minutes ago. I'll sit right here and wait. Well, the person behind you only got, I don't care what they only got. It's my turn. I feel very Delta in this moment.
Yeah.
So I just had to bitch about that.
Oh, I have lots of feelings about drive-thrus. That's why I used to not go to the drive-thru. When
If
I first
I can
started
call
driving,
ahead and like go in and pick it up, I
Yeah.
prefer that.
Oh,
9 times out of 10.
I exclusively order my Taco Bell through the app. And then I roll up and I'm like, I have an order for Ian. And they're like,
that's
go to the
Aaron.
second window.
That is Aaron,
Absolutely.
hands down.
I'm rolling in the rewards points right now. I don't want to make anyone nervous about my mental or physical health.
Taco Bell habits.
But I've had Taco Bell 3 times this week.
It's one of the healthier options for fast food, so I think you're fine. You eat like a bird anyway. It's not like you're.
I actually
Not
truly,
what she gets.
I-
Shit is not the healthiest.
shut up. I have been just
Beefy
getting
4-layer burrito.
I just grab lately what I've been doing is just grabbing like a couple things off the value menu, just little snacks. I do the cheesy chicken flatbread, I do the beef stacker, and then I do
that beef stacker slaps.
I love the beef stacker. It's so good.
I just hate it
so
when I go
good.
through there because, like, normally when I want something like that, it's like, you know, you're it's like at 3 p.m. and it's not quite time for dinner, and you just want a little snacky snack or something, you know. But then they don't like put anything in it. It's just like all tortilla. You know what I mean?
See,
That's only
why the
happened to me.
Brits have
That's only
afternoon
happened to
tea.
me one time.
So you have sandwiches and tea, a little snack before
Sometimes
dinner.
Sometimes
love
the
that.
beefy stacker's a little too beefy, and it's coming out the little triangle they've made.
The trying go
Yeah.
see.
Now, I do not like a soft taco that has too much beef in it.
I don't
Like
I don't have that problem because I tell them no lettuce, and then they hate me, so they just put like 3 sprinkles of beef and then some cheese, and I'm just eating a.
Can we
a
talk about
tortilla.
that? Why are you mad that I'm telling you no to an ingredient? That should help
Yeah,
you.
but also that's
That's less.
Well,
that's
that's
less
also,
that you have to do.
Oh, because baby, I be taking shit. I don't do iceberg lettuce. At
This
all.
motherfucker adds stuff.
I don't
He'll be
like shredders.
Add pico de gallo.
Yeah, I don't usually do that with Taco Bell. Well, I'm not supposed to have pico de gallo because I'm not supposed to have tomatoes, but or peppers.
I planted peppers. You can't have
What kind
any,
of
though.
peppers?
Bell peppers. Yeah,
Cute.
bell peppers. Planted some
I like
corn.
bell peppers. I hate corn.
I planted watermelons.
I love watermelon.
Different kind of watermelon. I'm gonna try this.
Different kind of watermelon.
They
There's
have all different kinds of
watermelon?
watermelons. Yeah,
All right. That's news
Yeah.
to me.
there's lots. Me too, because I was sitting there looking at the seeds, and I'm like, "There isn't one that's just watermelon.
Yeah. Where's just
Where's
watermelon?
Where's just a watermelon?
Yeah.
Watermelon.
Stupid.
And so I planted, I was going to plant some peas, but after watching all of my wonderful gardening TikToks, somebody said to plant your corn, let the corn stalk and start growing, and then plant your peas, and your peas can grow up the stalk of the corn, so you don't have to add additional trellises for your peas.
Sure.
That's so damn smart.
I didn't know peas grow on a trellis.
They grow on a vine. You gotta.
I ain't never seen a pea plant.
Well.
What were we supposed to be talking about? I think
we answered your question.
Yes.
And then we went on
question
to a lot of different other things, like drive-thrus.
Love that. That was a good little detour. No, the problem with this is I just really want a fucking beefy sticker now. I'm so mad. I think it's a good time to take a little break.
I think we'll take a little break so we can turn the air back on.
Be right back. Yeah, AC break.
I'm gonna get some water.
Again.
So hungover.
I'm so, yeah.
Tired of boring design that makes you wanna vomit? Then you need Creative Vomit Studio, your one-stop shop for eye-popping design that'll make your brand shine. Need a killer logo? A website graphic that slays? Headshots that scream professional? Creative Vomit has you covered. And hey seniors, don't forget those all-important senior portraits. Let Ian capture your uniqueness. Visit creativevomit.studio to schedule your consultation and unleash your creative genius. Creative Vomit Studio, design that's anything but bland. Hey sis,
Oh, Lord.
it's Christmas.
Oh. That song, sort of haunts me a little bit.
Wait, what were you about to say?
Yesterday, before the show, I worked a regular show. I was in the kitchen at the coffee shop in the morning, and
I saw y'all were busy.
It was busy. It was towards the end of my shift, and I was doing whatever. This woman came up and was talking to Gabby and ordering a drink or whatever, and she was weirdly specific. It happens. We get weird people like that. And then she walked away, and then when she came back to get her drink, she looked at the memorial we have for Eliza on the bar. There's a cigarette next to the flowers. And she said, no hesitation, unprompted, grabbed her. She said, y'all know there's a fag right there. And because I spent all of my energy making sure that's what I heard. But my first thought was to say out loud to this woman, I have a name.
I wish you would have.
I
wish you would
I told
have.
that to Gabby after she left, and Gabby was like, why didn't you say that? And I was like, because I spent too much time trying to make sure she said fag.
You're just running that back in your head
I was like,
thousand
did she
times
really just say
processing.
that?
Did she say
Yeah.
fag?
Yeah. Gabby didn't say anything either, because Gabby was like, I was not expecting that. And
we don't call it
never
that.
heard
Like,
that
who-
word. She's like, never have I in person heard somebody call a cigarette a fag.
Oh my God.
Yeah. We're back from our break. Wild. It was truly wild. My flabbers were gasted.
If your security cameras don't record audio, tell me what I need to do to get them to record audio.
We
to
would get
have
in
that
trouble.
on
Some of
video-
the bullshit
Oh.
that people say to us.
And then I don't know the legalities of
It
recording
depends
audio.
on the state. I
and
think in Alabama you can record audio, but in some states, like in New York, you can't record. You can only record the video.
Yeah.
I asked my question.
Hot takes.
Hot takes. I saw somebody discussing the difference between like queer and gay spaces.
Absolutely.
And I thought it was kind of interesting and thought-provoking.
Because there is a difference.
There is a difference.
Absolutely.
I mean, I even think there's a difference between calling yourself gay and calling yourself queer. Because I mean, I came out as bi, and then I called myself gay for a while, and now I call myself queer because I just feel like that's the best term. But I've also seen people online being like, I use the word queer because of like queer is sort of like a reference not just to like your sexuality, but also like sort of like your lifestyle,
Right?
And like the way you live and the spaces you're in and the people you're around.
It's not your everyday heteronormative.
Yeah, queer is
actions.
a culture.
100%.
Yeah.
And I think the word, especially our generation, are reclaiming the word queer.
Yeah.
I think generations older than us, and rightfully so, see it as a slur sometimes, because it was used in that way. But I think our generation and generations younger than us are really kind of taking that word and reclaiming it and using it to really define who we are as queer people.
It's also such a great umbrella term that because there's already so much division within the queer community,
right?
And just having a good like umbrella word.
And I understand wanting the need to have a label for yourself and define yourself.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with labels.
100%. But queer, like you said, is a good umbrella term to kind of just because if you don't want to explain everything, you don't have to.
Yeah.
And then if you want to explain that you're a pansexual, demi-romantic, all these terms that people have, go for it. And but if you just want to say queer, just
as
say
it
queer.
relates to space, I think it's also important that because I mean, there obviously like historically have been like gay bars and like lesbian bars or whatever.
When I think of a gay space, I think of like Play Nashville and Play Louisville.
Yeah.
Those are gay spaces, gay bars, primarily driven toward gay men.
Yeah.
Do some queer people, lesbians, obviously they venture in as well. But I would have to say bars like that are very much so, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's a market for it, obviously.
Clearly.
And that's the kind of clientele they want. I mean, here's the secret. All businesses attract a certain type of clientele, either intentionally or unintentionally.
Right.
And knowing the kind of people that you attract and catering to them is how you make money.
That's how you stay in business. No, but queer spaces, I think, give people a little bit more freedom to be themselves. When I think about queer spaces, I feel like our trans family is a little bit more included.
Yeah.
I feel like at a queer space, our trans family might be more inclined to come out.
Yeah.
And, maybe if it's somebody who's just at the beginning of their transition, maybe they'll dip a toe in dressing how they want to present and presenting what makes them feel comfortable.
Because it's really tough to do that at all.
Right, especially in the South.
Yes. And so
and if there's one small space you can go on one night out of the month, why not?
Absolutely.
Why not?
I definitely think that the sense of like togetherness is also really cool. Like there's that's something I really like. Like when we do the coffee shop drag shows, they feel so intimate. Like when the crowd is right, it's a queer crowd.
It is.
Not because sometimes we catch some straights and we get a bunch of straight girls come in. But
they saw the flyer and they were like, "We're coming."
Yeah, when it's a queer audience, it makes the show
I feel like a lot of those
much better.
I feel like a lot of the Fresh Faces shows are very, very queer.
Yeah.
Very queer audiences, very queer entertainers.
Vomit Vision has been 50-50 so far. But there was one where the crowd was like weirdly like mostly straight girls. And
that kind of messes with the vibe.
It does mess with the vibe. It messed with like they didn't like the music I was playing. The only music they responded to was when I played Chapel Roan.
Like I feel like the Vomit Vision is very much for those wonderful queer alternatives who want to see something funky and different.
Not a top 40 Britney mix.
Right. Because you're not going to see that at a Vomit Vision show, I feel like.
And if you are, there's going to be some weird shit to the Britney Spears.
And then the Fresh Faces for the new babies.
Yeah.
And the new to us babies.
I love the Fresh Faces. The crowds are usually great. But it's also like the camaraderie of having that many performers because we've built this culture where
I love watching them all cheer each other
on. They're all cheering each other on.
It is so cute.
Some of them they're getting in drag together. They're helping each other come up with ideas. They're thrifting together. It's really they really
bonded.
Yeah, which is if that's the impression we're making upon the next generation of drag in Auburn, then we've exceeded the expectations in my mind for helping curate queer culture. That we've got the idea that you should be like making these like found families and supporting each other and helping each other use your talents and resources. That drag is about community, not competition.
Right. And I think we're doing a really good job of that here with all these different, like I was talking about, curated shows. You know, I feel like if you want like a quote unquote regular drag show, that's mostly the Avondale shows.
Yeah.
You know, that's a bar, mostly top 40s.
Yeah.
Some mixes.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that.
But it's a little predictable.
Sometimes.
It's fun. It's
love
fun,
them.
though. It's so fun.
I think the thing that I love the most about the Avondale shows is you DJing. If I'm 100% honest.
It's been so fun. I'm so glad that I talked myself into like actually learning to DJ.
Because like before the shows, you're playing great gay music that everybody's just vibing to.
Yeah.
They may not necessarily be like up and dancing, but
they
I
like
can see
it.
them sitting there
Yeah.
vibing to the music.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's so nice just to have like gay music playing in the background, you know?
Because I'm intentionally like scouring all of my
gay
music
artists
places
and all that. After the show, you got some dancey music lined up.
Gay dance music.
And people stay on the dance floor.
Yeah.
Now, the straights did leave expeditiously last night after the show was over with.
Well,
but the true gays held out, and we all danced.
They let me play the gay dance music instead of just line dances.
We love fun gay dance music.
Yeah, it's just so much more fun. It's so much more fun. Let me look at my notes and see if I've got any more feelings about gay versus queer spaces.
I love that Avondale is like giving us like sort of more of a party vibe. But I desperately need that. But I also need like a space that would have that plus the ability to get the fuck away from people.
Oh, like a patio?
Yeah.
Or just like nooks, quiet.
Another room.
Yeah.
That's not the bathroom. Because the bathroom is chaotic.
That was the thing I really liked about Imagination in Dothan. It was like 4 different rooms.
Yeah.
And if you didn't want to be in like the big party dance room, you could go up front and you could play some pool.
That's nice.
You could go in the dungeon with a completely different DJ.
Yeah.
Completely different vibes.
I've only ever been to a place that has different like rooms with music at MSR in Atlanta.
Yes.
And sometimes I forget, like I'll be outside watching whatever the wussy show is, and then I'll go pee or go get French fries from upstairs, and I don't know how they do it because it's not a door, like it's a doorway.
Yeah.
But like you walk through that doorway and the music is different, the vibe is different. I'm like, what happened?
I love spaces like that. Yeah, I do. I understand what you're saying there. Yeah.
I went on a trip to Columbus, Ohio a couple months ago, and we went to a bar called AWOL. It looks at first just like a shotgun style bar, but you keep on walking through the back door. There's a second bar, a patio, two basically smoking patios.
Yeah.
And then you continue walking around the little side of the bar, and there's a whole nother room.
That's crazy.
That's a dance floor. Specifically, they have like the haze pumping, the lights going. So like, you can be in there for 20 minutes dancing, and you still don't see the people next to you because the haze is going. You just feel like, I don't know. It's amazing. It's ethereal. It's otherworldly.
If I could pick up Saturn and move it to downtown Opelika, that's all I need.
I still need to go to
because Saturn's one of those places. You've got the patio outside. Mm-hmm. You've got the front room when you first walk in that has its own bar, arcade in the back, some games to play, all that fun stuff, and then the back room, completely different vibes. I do have any other hot takes for the gay versus queer space? I do have one social media thing.
Oh, Lord.
Because I saw this on Facebook and I was like, abso-fucking-lutely. Many of our listeners know that I used to teach public school before moving up into the universities. But this Facebook post says it was from a fake news website, I think. Like one of those
satire or like...
I think it was satire.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's getting harder to tell what's satire and what's people selling fake news.
Yeah. But it says 2 teachers on leave after getting into a fight at school. And the comments were exactly as I expected them
Of
to
course.
be. Somebody said, without even trying a reflection sheet first.
Oh my God.
What? No stern talking to with a piece of candy and then sent back to class?
Oh.
Because that's all they do today, by the way.
Oh yeah.
They just,
Yeah.
we're gonna talk to them. You're going to reason with an 11-year-old?
Yeah.
Because that's going to
Yeah.
work.
Do tell.
That's going to work.
In great detail.
No calming corner? Or
Not
going to another teacher's room to cool down?
Sometimes I think some adults need to be treated like that, honestly.
We went to Olive Garden for lunch
Yeah.
a couple days ago because I really wanted chicken parm and I didn't want to make it because
Yeah.
you know how extensive
Yeah.
it is to make chicken parm. And she wasn't our server, but she was somebody else's server. And she was gentle parenting the 3 old ladies in her section on how to pay with the little thing at the counter or whatever. And this one girl was like, well, I only have cash. And she goes, well, I can take that. I can go get your change and come back. But like these old ass people, she is literally gentle parenting them on how to fucking pay for their meal.
And credit cards are not new.
Baby, you just tap or insert. It's green.
Tap
it's lit
and
up.
insert is
right
not
there.
new. It blows my mind how easy we have made it to pay for things, and people still get confused
On how to pay for things.
And we have to hold people's hands.
I
all
feel
the time
bad
at the
because
coffee
my
shop.
debit card doesn't tap because it's so old.
Yeah.
It's about to expire in a couple
Yeah.
months. I need to get a new one anyway. But I feel so bad because I'll hand it to somebody and they'll go to try and tap and I'm like, baby, it don't tap.
Yeah.
You're going to have to insert.
No, I have to tell people with the coffee shop's bank, they don't offer tap cards at all because they're a small bank, so they just haven't made that leap yet. I'm honestly surprised they have chips.
I think you have to.
Yes, I think we are.
For security.
Chips are mandatory now.
Yeah.
I think. I remember when they were optional.
But yeah, those are the stupid comments.
Some of those. Sometimes I go into the comments section on Facebook just to see what crazy shit people are saying.
I will break my neck running to the comment section sometimes. Do you hear me?
I guess it's time for some work or tuck it.
What are we working or tucking?
Pride events.
Pride events.
This is a large umbrella, so there's going to be lots of different feelings.
There can be many things for Pride events because there are some Pride organizations that have 2 weeks of events. There are some Pride organizations that have month-long festivities. Thankfully, I'm not attached to any of those. The whole month of June, girl. Could you imagine?
I mean, I remember when we decided to do a week's worth of events, and I was like, this is
terrible. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it, but that whole week, and usually the week before that, because I'm doing all of like the prep work,
right?
I am so tired.
Making sure everything's laid out, ready to go.
Yeah.
Which the week before that, the couple weeks before that, now I'll be competing in pageants.
Yeah.
So
Woo.
I'm just ready to get it over with, you know?
Yeah.
You know?
Especially with like the pageant or like some of the bigger events like that where there's so much like, it's happening and like the lead time is what's killing you.
Yes.
It's like, can we just like,
Can I just get it over with?
I just want to get to Pride Fest.
I just want to do it.
Yeah.
Can I just do it?
Instead, it's just like ominously like in my calendar and it's like.
Now, I didn't write any specific events down because I was going to cheat and use the flyer that they posted.
We're just going to work it or tuck it. Pride on the Plains Pride Week.
I was going to go back and forth between Central Alabama Pride and Pride on the Plains, but I don't think CAP has posted there. I think they have the dates, but I don't think
they haven't
have
posted like the full event lineup.
Yeah. Which they do a lot. They do like a skate night.
Yeah. Oh, I would love to do a skate night.
Work it to a skate night.
I love
Absolutely.
skating. I love
but
skating.
Like, can we can do family friendly skate night? That's fine. But at like 9:00, can it become adults
Get
only?
them kids out. Get them kids
Because
out.
I
Give
want to
mama
play
her tequila and let me rollerblade.
I want to
baby.
play red light, green light with just adults.
Yeah.
Get the children out of my way.
And that big ass disco ball. Yeah. I wish somebody else would open a skate rink in Auburn.
I just think the overhead's too much, unfortunately. as a business model.
They're like a dying breed of businesses.
Yeah.
Skate rinks.
Skating rinks definitely are, unfortunately,
Yeah.
taking a nosedive. All of those like
And
family play places like that.
I'm
trampoline
sure the
parks
insurance
and
liability is
God.
insane.
I don't even want to know
Yeah.
how much it costs to have the insurance for that.
Yeah.
At all. Which, make people sign a waiver. Maybe, I don't know. But you still have to have
You
insurance.
still have to have insurance because people are going to like
try and sue
break
you.
their bones, fall on things.
Not at a skate park, thankfully, but at a trampoline park, yeah. She got
People
my
can break
ass.
their bones skating.
I don't want to.
Nobody wants to break their bones. What do you... I don't want to.
I didn't go to do it.
Oh my God.
Kick
Love
us
it.
off.
Alrighty. Work it or tuck it, daytime drag.
Tuck it.
Ugh.
Girl.
That was swift.
Especially if it's Pride Month,
Yeah.
baby, it's going to be hot.
Yeah.
Hot.
It's not even for me, it's the heat, but also like the level of light.
It's so bright.
It's so bright.
Nobody needs to see me in
Yeah.
that much light.
Yeah.
Do you hear me?
Yeah.
If there's a reason I look good at Avondale's, it's really dark
It's
in
dark.
there.
It's dark, and we have our fun light bar. Yeah. The worst part about
Tuck
Pride
it.
events is
Tuck it.
the being in full glam at
Full
noon.
fucking glam at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
on a Tuesday.
That's gonna be us at Pride Fest because
We've got to make that TikTok.
yeah, because Pride Fest starts at noon, so we're gonna have to be in drag at noon.
We can do it. We've done brunches.
Drag is fierce and fun. Drag is fierce and fun.
Work it or tuck it. Drag bingo.
I have only ever been to a drag bingo once because I was asked to perform. I don't really understand the hype of bingo.
Hot take. I don't like bingo.
People
I understand
lose
people
their
love
minds.
it. I get it.
Yeah.
I
And it's not just old people. Like I accidentally went to bingo at Session one time because I just wanted to go get drinks with Connor and Sydney, and we walked in and they were
just be so bored.
in the throes,
So
and
bored.
they are living for it. I don't get it. It's
Maybe
not that
it's my
fun.
ADD. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get it.
It's not. If bingo moved as fast as I wanted it to move, I might enjoy it.
Yeah.
But other people wouldn't.
Yeah.
Because I want number after number after number.
That's how it was at Session. And it was
That's what I
honestly scary because I'd never seen anyone do bingo that fast. And so I just felt like I was being assaulted.
Because
like,
every time I've seen bingo, they like you to take time. When
Yeah.
You call out a number.
yeah,
Wait a few seconds, then call out
Yeah.
another number.
it was wild. They were moving rapid.
Rapid fire.
I don't like bingo.
I'm tuck it. I'm not.
Why
a bingo
did
fan.
drag bingo become such a staple?
Because it's cheap.
Yeah, you give the queen 2 drink tickets and
You can 9 times out of 10, if it's a Pride event, they're probably not going to pay the people performing.
yeah.
It'll be tips only.
But like it's a standard thing
because
at
it's
like
a fundraiser
at like
I
gay
get it.
bars.
Oh no,
Like they
yeah.
do weekly drag bingo at some gay
I'm
bars.
sure they get paid. Yeah.
I know, but like why is bingo like so prevalent? What is it about gays and bingo?
White people. What is it
Chat,
about?
get in the comments.
What is it? Bunko?
What is bunko?
Okay, I don't know.
God.
But I see it all the time.
Is this a new bingo?
On Facebook? I think it's like a dice game. Hold on, I'm gonna look it
I
up.
don't have the energy.
Stacy should look it up, but
Oh.
she's not. So I'll look it up.
Hateful.
Bunko is a social dice game where players, typically in groups, roll 3 dice in 6 rounds, attempting to match the round's number. A bunko is scored when a player rolls 3 of a kind that matches the round's number. So I guess if it's round 1, you got to roll all 1s. If it's round 2, you got to roll all 2s. Chat, is that how you play this?
I don't.
Is that what those rules said to you?
I'm too old to learn new games.
So by the time you get to round 6, you have to roll all 6s? What a game.
I don't.
Sounds horrible.
I have lost the ability to learn how to play new games. I get upset when somebody wants to play a new game. I don't want to learn new games. I'm done. I don't know what it is.
They said you cannot teach an old dog new tricks.
Clearly.
I don't want to be a curmudgeon, but I truly get upset when somebody pulls out a fucking card game that
So
has
how
a
was
bunch
game
of
night
rules.
for you on Friday?
Oh, I just DJ'd and drank.
okay.
I just DJ'd and drank White Claws.
Did what games did they bring?
Oh, well, Melissa brought a crate of games.
Hell yeah, crate.
A crate. Like so many games. Somebody brought a fucking some sort of video game console and a projector, and they projected onto one of the walls, and they played Jackbox, and I think they played Smash Brothers.
I love Jackbox.
Yeah, I love Jackbox.
I love Jackbox.
Yeah. No, it was there was a lot of games. A lot of people brought their own games, and then Melissa brought her horde of games.
Well, hell
so
yeah.
It was good. It was cute. No, I just DJ'd, and then it was really busy, so I had to put on the auto DJ, and I had to go
make some drinks.
I had to go make drinks with Emmeline. It
We
was
love that problem.
crazy. Yeah, no, good problem to have.
We love that problem.
We've never had any of our after hours events have like that big of a turnout, and me need to step on and like actually help.
Hopefully they can do that again.
Yeah. So, well, now I know.
And I won't be laying on a heating pad.
It was cute. It was cute.
I'm old.
Yeah. Work it or tuck it. How do you feel about those like Hall of Fame or icon like ceremony award show dedication things? Now, I mean, obviously, like they like some Pride festivals, like Pride on the Plains, they give out like an award or they give out a couple awards every. But like I'm talking about, like the whole event is to like induct queer people, drag performers into some sort of imaginary Hall of Fame.
I understand it, but I also think it's a vast waste of time.
Yeah.
It could be an email.
It is a
Instagram post.
If it's done correctly and you're honoring the right people, then I don't have a problem with it. But if you're just throwing random ass people in there to get inducted into your random ass Hall of Fame,
it is always people I've never heard of.
I don't have time for that.
And usually
if you're inducting legends, wonderful.
Yeah.
If you're inducting your friends, girl.
Well, I think that's the problem with a lot of drag sort of like competition or Hall of Fame, or it does sort of end up become like a
very nepotism moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's weird. I think Pride on the Plains does it right, where they just have like a section of the festival where they're like, we want to talk about these. It's like what, 3 or 4 awards? These 3 or 4, specific people that we'd like to highlight. And the awards make sense. Like you highlight a student, you highlight a business, because the coffee shop won.
A community group.
I think it's community. And then there's like a
P-Flag got one.
Yeah. I can't remember.
And then there's a person.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's my mother want?
Uh-oh.
Let's put her in the pod.
Uh-oh. I have to censor this whole section.
She said, it's a Bible verse.
What?
Matthew 7:15. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. And it's a bunch of knockoff Dr. Peppers.
Oh my God.
It's like Dr. Bold, Dr. Bob,
I
Dr.
love
Perfect,
generic
Dr.
soda
Thunder,
names.
Dr. Right, just the doctor, Dr. A+, Dr. Stripes.
Stripes?
Dr. Stripes.
Dr. Stripes. That makes no sense. Of course, I guess Dr. Pepper doesn't make sense either, but
I love how we've gotten off topic.
it's okay.
We tend to do that.
Yeah. What?
And we're hungover, so
Oh, girl.
that doesn't help.
The brain is not braining.
We're going to target Pride events, open stages, like where they have one stage for like local performers and then one stage for headliners. I'm talking like specifically at Pride Fest.
Yeah. I did not enjoy it when we did that the one year at Pride Fest at Pride on the Plains. It was weird. I think part of the problem was the smaller stage was ridiculously too small, and it was in a weird spot in direct sunlight.
It feels
It was
othering.
essentially like show choir riser. Like
That's all it was.
Yeah.
It was show choir risers.
I think having 2 stages in a bigger festival isn't a bad thing. But I do think in a smaller festival, it's going to divide the crowd and more people are going to want to be on the main stage. So you're kind of like setting up the smaller performers for like a lackluster
to perform of
performance.
nothing, to perform to their friends if they came. You know what I mean? I think if it's done correctly, most Pride Fests last all day long.
Yeah.
So, and from experience, everybody that you book does not always show up.
Yeah.
So I tend sometimes to overbook a little bit.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you're going to have holes in your show. And that's where, if that happened, we did a little DJ thing, or the next person was ready and we just skipped them and kept going.
Yeah.
You know, stretched it out a little bit longer than it needed to be.
I also, I'm not opposed to headliners. You need people that have a name and brand to get people in. But something that I like that Pride on the Plains does, and I think a couple of the other ones in our area, but also, I mean, just across the world, do this. Your Pride Fest is for your community.
Yep.
So I think the emphasis should be on state and regional and local entertainment.
Absolutely.
Listen, we all love Drag Race, and I do love working with the Rue Girls. It is a privilege, and I'm so thankful I get to be in that room.
They're all fun. We've already recorded that episode. Go back and listen.
But I think it's important to still like have like real local working drag performers and not just Rue, because some of these Pride Fests are all Rue Girls.
And it's no local entertainers.
Yeah, at all.
At all.
And it feels weird. It feels commercial. That goes that gay versus queer
Corporate.
spaces.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think that, like you said, at bigger festivals, it kind of works because normally those stages are of the same caliber.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's just they have different programming.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
if you are doing, and this isn't just for a Pride Fest, but just like when you look at like a music festival lineup, it is like when they put different artists at different times at different stages, it's done intentionally. They have a smart person who's good at making schedules sit down and like place these people based on their importance or like the different styles so that you can see as many as the artists of your favorite music. Like there's thought to it. And if you do that, if you're intentional with your scheduling, it could all work. And I think for those all ages like Pride events, it is important to vet the entertainers and the content.
And that's what Aaron does as the DJ for Pride on the Plains. He listens to everybody's music. That's why we had him turn it in so early.
Yeah. Well, you really you need to do that.
He could line it up, and
drag performers are not very good at turning things in on time.
And y'all motherfuckers try to be sneaky and put lyrics in there that y'all know is not family friendly. Try to cover it up some type of way. And I'm like, friend, there are children here. And I don't know if you've seen the political climate right now, but we can't afford any like
that part.
Mishaps.
It's also,
if you're gonna have a family friendly Pride, it needs to be family friendly.
And also like
there are prides that aren't family friendly.
But also like most drag events are in bars and clubs.
Right.
You can do your Knuck and Buck song at the club.
The bar. Do it for the
Nobody
after party.
put a gun to your head and made you do Pride Fest. You signed up for it, so you should bring appropriate material and costume
that they asked for you to do. I agree.
I don't get it. Whatever.
It is what it is.
People don't be reading job applications no more.
And
what's the reading?
I'm not getting canceled.
Oh, I mean, I can cut it out
for them.
Oh,
no, I mean, for them to have their little moment.
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
Yeah. No, I think tuck it to like a rinky-dink open stage side stage moment. Like,
well, especially in a smaller festival, it just like
it's not needed.
Pride on the Plains festival just isn't big enough yet to justify 2 stages.
If you have the lineup organized correctly, it'll all flow, and then we'll get a 20-minute rain delay, and then we'll keep going.
Oh, I also think instead of having like 2 stages, it could be better for the festivals to just have like obviously the main stage, like the show situation, but like just other activities.
That part.
Yeah. Other stuff to do.
What's your next one?
We're going to talk it after parties.
Work it.
I
love
will be
after
tired, but I will work it.
I will be tired, but
Yeah.
I will work it because I know that Sunday we're all gonna be by my pool relaxing.
Yep. Also, some of my favorite like performances and receptions of my performances and just like nights are the pre-Pride and after Pride parties.
Right. The energy last night at Avondale's when I did that Don't Stop Believin'.
Yeah.
Was literally the same as Crown of Comedy when I did it for Pride.
Yeah.
After party or pre-party or something.
That pre-Pride party, I know which one you're talking about. I think it was the one with Vanjie.
That
is for me, like for probably forever, going to be like top 5 nights of drag for me. That was such a like the crowd was insane. They were living for every single performance. I was so tired, but I had so much fun. Yeah, it was crazy.
And then we had to be up early back at the park for the next.
Yep.
It was worth it.
Yep.
It was worth it.
Yeah.
Worth it. Work it. We're gonna have to have door people, I think.
Oh no! I mean, especially
for
if
Pride weekend.
If last night's show is an indicator,
and it wasn't even Pride.
Yeah, that is it's a good problem, I guess, but
it is,
and it's not just Avondale because I've started. There's a cap on the tickets for Fresh Faces and Vomit Vision.
You got
the last Fresh Faces.
It's
and
been
Vomit
standing
Vision.
room only up in that bitch.
Yeah,
I love it.
And it's, I mean, but like there is just a point where it's like we can't have this many people in here, so
we're gonna get shut down.
Yeah, and it's just not safe. Also, when it gets too crowded, it isn't as enjoyable because people can't even get to the performance area. They can't get to the bar to get drinks, and then everyone's just like standing like, oh, it's just not a good time. Not a good time.
Work it or tuck it. Pride brunch the day after the festival.
I was sick and missed it when we did it, but
it was so much. Tuck it. Oh my God. I was so fucking tired. Especially if we do Pride Fest and then an after party.
No, there's no brunch.
There's no brunch.
There's no brunch.
There is no brunch.
No.
No. Mm-mm. I love a brunch.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Mimosas? Hell yeah.
Dangerous.
Chicken and waffles? Count me in.
That's when Pride Fest week goes from pride to a hate crime.
Oh.
Well, I think, what is it? I think we do have something every day because I think Sunday is. Maybe we didn't do something on Sunday.
We don't need to do anything on Sunday.
But I think Monday was.
Is it Monday bingo or is Monday karaoke?
I think Monday's karaoke, Tuesday's bingo, Wednesday's trivia,
Thursday's
the open
Friday's
stage,
parade,
Friday's parade, and after party.
Pre-party. Or parade after party. And then Saturday is the all-day festival followed by another after party, hopefully. Bus.
Club.
Another club. Plane. No sleep.
But I love it. Can I just say that?
It's so stressful, but it's such a fun week.
It's like, okay, so you wouldn't know anything about this because you had the wonderful luxury of not being raised in a church. But it's like Holy Week. At church, it's like a marathon.
What's Holy Week?
Oh, see, it's Easter week.
Oh,
so
there is because it's in the calendar. Like Ash Wednesday, Good Friday, Pop Your Pussy Tuesday. Like, y'all, how many adjectives do we need for these days of the week?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. No, but I kind of did.
I have to write that down. Pop Your Pussy Tuesday.
Welcome to the stage. Pop Your Pussy Tuesday.
That'll be the TikTok clip.
Oh my God.
But no, it's going to be exhausting, but it's going to be so much fun.
It's rewarding. I enjoy it.
High key, so rewarding.
Yeah.
So rewarding.
Yeah.
I think we can announce who's coming to Pride. Because
we've
it's already been
enough
announced
other events.
At enough of other events.
Yeah.
I don't know who. In addition to this person, I don't know who's coming.
I know.
But I do know that on Saturday, June the
7th,
6th,
7th,
8th, 7th.
Whatever day the festival is.
Saturday, June the 7th.
Yeah, that sounds right. It's the 7th. Yeah.
In addition to all of your local drag entertainers around the state,
Yep.
we will be welcoming the fabulous Corey King from RuPaul's Drag Race.
I've got to get her to try some not Dunkin' coffee.
I love her.
I'm so excited. I think Corey's so fun.
Fucking hilarious.
She's figured out the social media game for
that
sure.
Cameo, honey.
That's how
Smart.
you really do it. You go on Drag Race and you get the audience, and then you try to maintain the audience.
Right.
Wouldn't it be a gag if she brought a resident twink who's actually going to be more famous than she is?
Oh,
She's
after this All Stars, yeah.
I don't think she'll bring back.
No,
Crazy.
because she's got her own fucking tour schedule.
I was about to
Especially now
say,
that she's gonna be
she's doing
on All
All-Stars.
Stars. She's gonna be busy, booked, and blessed.
Speaking of Sydney,
Yes, that was. I have. I was like, do we have any reviews or comments? Because Sydney binged all of these. She's caught up now. So
Sydney has commented her favorite, like, I guess, quote that has been said on every episode that she caught up with. Going way back to the episode where we talked about pageants, and in the, I guess, social media segment, I said the gifts that you've been given, and one of them was shower tongs. And she said,
what is a shower tong?
the washing machine tongs, not shower tongs. The washing machine tongs where they were pulling their clothes out of the washing machine with the tongs because they were too short. You don't remember talking about that
I
on the
do
episode?
not remember talking
Jesus
about
Christ.
that. What?
Sydney said, wait a damn minute. I need washing machine tongs.
Oh my God. She does. One of her favorite gifts she's ever been given, my dad, when we lived together, bought her a step stool.
Well, if you
For the
eat some
kitchen.
chicken casserole, you can have a second White Claw.
Stupid.
We have her teeth.
Yeah. We have her teeth.
Sydney's been hitting them.
Yeah. She came in to the coffee shop the day that she like binged all of the episodes, and she came in right up to the counter and she said, Adam, are you caught up on the mixed match? She's like, what's your favorite episode? What's your least favorite episode? I was like, what are you doing over here making people rank episodes?
I'm here for it. We
Yeah.
need to do a quality survey, I guess.
Yikes. Sydney will tell you how she feels.
What content are you
Wouldn't have
liking?
a bonus episode where Sydney just reviews the Mixed Max
It's just
podcast
Sydney.
Yeah.
from episode 1 to your finale episode of the season.
She's just going.
You know, like My
ham
Drunk
on each
History?
episode. Yes.
Yeah, we
Exactly
get Sydney
that.
drunk and then we have her do like a review.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So it's been a minute since our last pre-recorded one. On Colana's Got a Question, our lovely Fancy Nan says, Skittles, when I hear you talk about your cat Hugo, I'm guessing he's either a tuxedo or a ginger. They both have the same toddler-type personalities.
He is a tuxedo cat. Absolutely. Yes. Tuxedo cats and orange cats are similar
Yes.
in a lot of ways. Orange cats tend to be a little dumber, and they're more willing to risk it for the biscuit. Chaos
risk it
gremlins.
for the biscuit.
Yeah. But tuxedo cats are definitely, they're vocal, they're opinionated. I've also noticed that almost all tuxedo cats are clingy. And Hugo is definitely clingy.
I just saw a TikTok of a ginger cat, and somebody was just like showing him off like a bass fish, like
Yes.
moving him around. He did not give
So
not one
Hugo's
fuck.
really tolerant. I can
Not one
really do
fuck.
almost whatever.
Because, well, is Poe a tuxedo cat? I know she has
Poe's
black,
just
but-
a black cat.
Okay, because Poe is absolutely not the things you have described.
Yeah.
No,
No, tuxedo
Poe
and black
is
are different
Hands
personalities.
down a black cat.
Yeah. Black cats are a different kind of quirky.
Definitely.
They have weird little personalities.
Definitely.
Goofy.
So this
Yeah.
is airing on
Black cats are a little aloof.
Friday, May the 2nd.
Because my mom is a black cat.
So we already talked about tomorrow, Vomit Vision.
Yes, Vomit Vision. And then the whole calendar lineup is supposed to post on May 1st. But we've got Vomit Vision on May 3rd. And then we'll be back at Avondale for a graduation bash on May 16th.
May 16th.
And then we will not be doing anything the following weekend because we've got the Part of the Plains pageant on the 24th. So we will be busy, no show.
And it's
Come
Memorial
to the
Day
pageant.
weekend. So
Oh, yeah, it is, which means we will also be
people will be in
in the pool.
Pensacola. Sex cola.
love that. And
Eating
then
ass on the beach.
we'll be back at Avondale on the 31st for our Y2Gay show.
Special guest Lauren Lou from Birmingham.
Oh, and we're gonna have Green on the May 16th show.
Yes.
From Birmingham. I'm super excited.
I am unfortunately not in that show because we have a Rent performance that night. But as soon as Rent's over with, I'm gonna jet over to Avondale's and drink for free and watch a show.
I love Green. She's a hoot.
That makeup is so fucking amazing.
Do you know she paints so fast too? When she did the Halloween drag dinner, she did her whole face in like 35 minutes.
No, that was me on.
Because she was running late.
Girl, that nap got me. I did not want to get up. And Aaron walks in and I'm I'm awake.
If I nap too long, there's not going to be a show. I can't do a mug in 35 minutes. It's still like makeup is 90 minutes.
And I
minimum.
felt so bad because Biscuit, I had set my alarm because I knew Biscuit was coming over and we were going to get ready together.
Yeah.
Baby, I either slept right through that alarm or turned it off or something. I don't know. But I got up from my nap because Aaron walked in the bedroom and I was like, I'm getting up. I'm getting up. Biscuit was already in the drag room.
Already painting. Yeah.
Already putting her makeup on.
Love that.
And I was like, good. I just ordered us some pizzas. I'm going to get those and I'll be right back.
Ooh, pizza.
Had
I need
dough.
to have pizza soon.
Dough is my favorite.
Never had dough.
In Opelika?
Yeah.
So good.
I think we got some leftover pizza in there.
Oh, there may be some leftover.
Connor's making me
lamb.
I think lamb shank.
I didn't hear me. I heard Connor's cooking meat.
I mean, yeah.
And I was like, what kind of meat? And then
Lamb shank.
Lamb shank.
And he's making his own lamb stock because you can't get that at the stove.
Not at the stove.
I've no clue. He bought some vegetables that I don't know what they are. So there will be vegetables with the lamb, but I'm excited for the lamb.
Interesting.
I have no clue. He always describes the dish to me, and then like Sydney will be like, "What are we eating?" And I'm like, "This is the meat." And I watched him buy these vegetables. I don't know what he's doing. So
I don't know how he's preparing it.
Then
I don't know what it's
Sydney and I
look
usually like hang out or like watch YouTube videos, and then when he puts the plates down in front of us at the table, we're like, "And now present your dish," because we have no clue what this is.
And
we make
Master
him
Chef
like we literally make him like talk through like what the fuck is on the plate.
What y'all need to do for him one day is what was that show where they used to just give you a box of ingredients and then like, here, make this?
Oh, I can't remember.
But you know what show I'm talking about?
I think so,
what show was that?
We used to. My mom loves cooking shows. That was what was on the TV when I was a kid.
When I was growing up, it was either Food Network, HGTV, or TV Land.
Love that.
That was all. And we had satellite TV.
My dad likes HGTV
with 100 different
a lot.
channels, but they were on those three.
It was cooking shows or NCIS with my mom.
I do like NCIS.
Yeah.
And Criminal Minds.
So next episode's going to be a full-on Broadway review podcast.
Oh.
Having seen Hadestown, Death Becomes Her, and Shucked. Well,
not Shucked.
Not Shucked yet.
Boo.
But two back.
Oh yeah,
to
but
back.
you're going to see. Yeah, I'm so excited to see Hadestown again. I'm so excited.
I unfortunately will not be able to watch it because we have rent rehearsal tomorrow. And
what do you
Tuesday.
mean?
Yeah.
I hate that.
Me too. I didn't know we had a Monday rehearsal.
Hate that.
Until I looked at the schedule and I was like, son of a bitch.
Well, I'll be there.
Oh.
Aaron's going to film it for me. Give me a slime tutorial.
Oh, no, I'm not. That would be very illegal.
Just put it in your pocket. No, but we are going to see Death Becomes Her on Wednesday. And
I've seen so many TikToks.
Am over the moon excited.
Yeah.
About this production.
That's exciting.
There are few things new art-wise that really kind of gets me, and this one is really striking a chord.
Yeah,
and I cannot wait.
That's so exciting. No, I saw Hadestown last year at the BJCC, and when I heard they were coming to the Gouge, I immediately maxed out a credit card and bought tickets.
As you should.
I'm so excited, and Sydney has never seen it, but she keeps hearing good things. And I need somebody else I can talk to about it.
And I've listened to the track, but I don't.
The experiencing, obviously, because you've seen enough musicals. That's
different. Like when, because for the longest time, I listened to the Book of Mormon soundtrack on my phone. The longest, never saw it in person. The last time we were in New York, he got us tickets to the Book of Mormon. that is a completely different show when you are watching it compared to when you were just listening to that track like in the car, holy shit. It was, I could not stop laughing the whole time. It was great.
That show is crazy.
It was great. I love that show. When Biscuit and I said that when the rights for Death Become Her comes out, that we were just going to do it. And that I was going to film me doing the male part and just project that onto the screen. Yeah. Very Sasha Velour.
Love that. I would love to do projection shit.
I want to go we have a projector now.
But we don't have any venues with... We don't have any venues with a big blank wall. Or we don't have any venues with even a stage.
We would have to set up a screen.
I already have to buy... That instant backdrop is broken. I have to buy a new one.
That poor backdrop.
She did a job.
She did her job.
Yeah. I'm not going to get another collapsible one. I'm going to get one that rolls.
Oh, a roly. That might be more beneficial.
It's going to be less it'll be like a big long, but I don't know. I think that'll be better. And it's about the same price. So I already have to buy another one. Stupid.
Anything else for the episode today?
I don't think so. We've talked
Lucky
about
number
so many
13.
things. I know.
Is that your favorite?
No, my favorite number is 11.
11.
But 13 is a good number, though.
I went the wrong way because I remembered mine was 12. I couldn't remember.
I like the number 13 now. We're excited that the June Vomit Vision. We normally do it on Saturdays, but there's a Friday the 13th in June, so we're gonna do a Friday the 13th.
As you should.
Vomit Vision. I'm
as
jazzed.
You should.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us for 13 episodes.
Only a couple more till we take our little summer break.
We're gonna take a summer sabbatical and then we'll pop back in here around maybe September, see what's going on. Maybe video, maybe not. We'll flesh that out this summer.
Yeah.
But follow us on social media.
Yes. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok for now. I don't know.
When is it going away?
I don't know. I don't know anymore. I think it's like a bit.
Not only do you need to follow us personally, but please follow the podcast.
Absolutely. Special
shout out to everybody who in a day got us to enough followers to go live on YouTube.
What a that was great.
What a Ponzi scheme. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I guess now we have to use our new powers.
So I did all that because it said we needed 50 followers to go live. And then once we got the 50 followers, it was like, great, now you can wait 24 hours before you can go live. And I was like, fuck you, YouTube. So then I just went to StreamYard and went around.
Love that. Whatever.
There's always a workaround somehow.
Yeah.
But
so many rules.
Thanks for joining us on our live TikTok. Thanks for joining us on this roller coaster of a season.
Yeah.
Of the Mix Match podcast.
Yeah. It's been interesting.
It's only going to get better from here.
Wild.
Maybe we shouldn't do episodes hungover.
Because
I could have taken a nap.
Honestly, I kind of hope Connor's cooking does take a while so I can lay down for a little bit. Oh my goodness.
But thank you so much. Please message us on social media. We want to hear those voice memos.
I know. Send us things, please.
Nobody sent us a voice memo. I really want a voice memo.
I can't wait for our first voice memo.
I'm going to geek.
It's going to be, I hope it's good.
If you've got comments, leave those. We'll read them on the air. Reviews.
Slide in those DMs.
I'm Colana.
And I'm Skittles.
Bye.
Bye. See, that's where I could have made my joke about not being able. Yeah, my teeth joke. Got to do one teeth joke an episode.
We can't go an episode without talking about teeth.
Listen. What? I'm putting my shoes on. Leave me alone.
A face only a father could.